Deontay Wilder, WBC heavyweight champ, welcome to the AL.com meet and greet. Joining us here at the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame, and for all my followers on Periscope, welcome to the event tonight.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me. You know, it's been a great pleasure to be here and to just mingle with some of the fans and a lot of people that's excited about the fight and that will be there. And I can't wait. It's exciting times. It's exciting time for me as well as the state of Alabama.
So when do you start getting excited or nervous about the fight? Here we are 4 days ahead of the event. When do you start feeling it in your stomach?
Well, as far as nervous, I don't get nervous. You know, I feel like God blessed me with an opportunity, ability to do what I do, and I love to do this, box. And I don't know when the last time I got nervous or caught a butterfly or anything like that, because the things that I do in the gym, my training, my regimen of training, the preparation for the fight, you know, I work so hard during that time that I don't get nervous or butterflies, because I know I put all the work. I know I've not held nothing back. So when I'm prepared for somebody, I'm gonna give it my all, just like I gave in my training. So by that being said, and then, you know, my strong faith in God, you know, by that being said, you know, I don't see how I'm gonna be able to lose with all those tools that I have and mechanics that's behind me. But you know, as far as after the press conference and really the weigh-in of the fight, that's when my mind just really settled down. Like, all right, here it is. It's time. You know, this is the hard part of all the camps and the training. The hard part is waiting. You know, when it's time to fight, that's the exciting part.
Now, speaking of training, I look like that in a T-shirt as well. So, tell us what you. Yeah, I do. You know, I don't want to embarrass you right now. So, tell us about the leading up to the fight. I mean, do you train hard? Do you taper down? You know, what are you doing in the next few days to be at your peak when you get in the ring?
Well, the week of the fight, we don't believe in training leading up to the fight. So the week of the fight is more of putting back the fluids and water in my body to get me back to my strong point. I want to be as strong as I possibly can when it's time to fight. So most of the time we do like maybe a public workout. Just get in there, you know, just
get a good sweat on.
Yeah, there you go. Get a good sweat, and we do a shakeout the night before the fight to do the same thing. Get a good sweat, so we don't want to get rusty and stuff like that. Then it's time to fight, you know. And it's been going good for my career. And a lot of fighters, you know, train leading up to the fight. We just don't believe in it. We go with what we believe in, and it's been working from day one, and we continue on that tradition of that.
Now, people who haven't seen you fight don't know about the mask. The mask that you wear during the walk-in to the ring. It's a very intimidating mask that you bought in New Orleans. What's going on behind that mask, and when do you become the Bronze Bomber?
Well, the mask got magic powers. People don't know that, but it does. You know, true story, I was in New Orleans down there for a event. A lot of people don't know I played basketball for the Tuscaloosa Police Department as well too, and we had a tournament down there, and we went up into this mask and voodoo shop just to look around, and the mask chose me. I didn't choose it. You know, it kept something about it. Just kept me. I kept looking back and seeing what it is, and I went over and checked it out, and once I picked it up, I was like, this is the Bronze Bomber, and I couldn't put it back down, so I ended up purchasing it. And my first fight that I fought with it on, the guy looked at me like I was crazy because I booked my eyes at him across the corner.
Yeah, that is a little crazy
like
right
that.
There. That is a little crazy.
And anybody know anything about boxing, you know that most of 90% mental, 4% physical. If I could psych my opponent out, if I can get in your head mentally already, I've won the fight. And that's what I did with him. And he was the former WBO champion. I ended up knocking him out in the first round. And so when I put on the mask, I'm no longer Deontay Wilder. I'm not a nice guy anymore when I step in the ring with the mask. Once I get back out, I come Deontay, the silly guy with the nice smile.
You've talked about how you were inspired to go into boxing by your daughter and the illness that she was born with, spina bifida. Talk a little bit about how that still inspires you and how she is today.
Yeah, it definitely does. You know, when I look at her now, from when she was born all the way till she's 10 years old now, a very independent woman. You know, it's a lot of obstacles and things she had to go through as a child, you know, and Daddy was right there every step of the way. You know, I feel like we fed off of each other energy. You know, while she was facing a task of dealing with spina bifida, I was also dealing with the task of becoming the heavyweight champion of the world. But you know, I had to go through so many different things as not only just an athlete, but I was still a father. I still went through life, had life, real life things that were still going on with me in trying to take care of her and all the little things that came with a child that was born with spina bifida and stuff like that. So, you know, we fed off each other energy, and she'll always be my motivation. You know, she'll always be the person that I look back, no matter how far I get in my career, and I've made it pretty far. You know, to become a world champion, that's unbelievable accomplishment. And but I'm planning on doing more. And once it's all over for Deontay Wilder, I'll definitely look back and I'll look at Naya and say, if it wasn't for you, that none of this would be possible. You know, and it just, I tell people that I feel, some people feel like if you don't plan a child out or you have it out of wedlock, they're a mistake. But no child is a mistake, because she was definitely my blessing.
Now, boxing is a sport with a lot of history, a lot of great champions. I'm not sure how much of a student of the game you are, but who would you have fought if you had your choice of heavyweight champions to step into the ring with? Who would it be?
If I had a choice of who I would fight, out of any fighter, you know, whether it was current or past, it'll definitely be Joe Louis. That's where I got my Atlas name out there. Everybody don't know about Atlas. My Atlas name is my boxing name, the Bronze Bomber. You know, after the Olympics, I obtained the bronze, and Joe Louis was the brown bomber, so I dedicate the bomber part to him. So I became the bronze bomber. Joe Louis was the brown bomber, and he also was a Alabama boy as well too. So
before we leave tonight, you got a prediction for us for Saturday?
You know, I'm not big on making predictions. I left that with one of my all-time favorites, Muhammad Ali. He was, you know, sometimes he made predictions, he fulfilled it, sometimes it didn't. You know, it was time where he didn't fulfill his prediction, but you know, that was just the silly for the personality of him. So, you know, I'll leave that with him. I don't really make predictions, but just tell people just look forward to the third round.
Well, thank you once again for coming to the Alabama Hall of Fame, and maybe there's a spot here for you one day.
Oh, definitely. I see a spot right now with my name all over it. You know,
all right.
You know.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you guys.
All right.
Bomb Squad!
Thank you.
All right, brother.